Happy 19th of December. This is the 6th take and my candle went out. This takes forever. But are you done cleaning? It's very close to Christmas. You can hear the washing machine in the background. I am not done cleaning. The space you see here is tidy, the rest is chaos. But I thought I'd talk a little bit about cleaning. And especially in the old days, pre-1900s or maybe 1850, and like in a traditional farmer's home. I have to talk a little about how they lived, because in Norway it was common to have a log house, log construction, and of course they did get wooden floors after a while, but when you go before 1850, most houses had an open fire as a source of heat and often also light, and that makes cleaning it very different from our houses, because you get a lot of soot. And when you read sources of how they cleaned, this becomes very obvious, because a lot of the work is cleaning the ceiling to get all the soot out, and wow, you can see light again because it was totally black. So of course nowadays we clean, and yeah, it's nice and you can see that the dust has come away, but to clean the houses back then, it was the difference between before you clean and after was so much more noticeable, because you got the soot away. And they had built-in furniture like the beds, because, well, they had that big room with beds in two corners, and then they had a very long table and an open, and then they had a fireplace in the corner. So the houses look very different now than they do now. So they cleaned the soot from the ceiling. They washed every loose furniture and built-in furniture. They cleaned the walls and swept. And of course, if they had a dirt floor, they would sweep it. If they had a wooden floor, they would sweep it and clean it. And then afterwards, when all the cleaning was done, they would take in fresh straw and put on the floors, and also they would have juniper like chopped up and spread around, because it made a very nice smell, so you can smell it that it was clean. And also they didn't decorate their houses like we do today with pictures, and you know, they had practical homes where they only had things that were practical. And of course, some of those practical things, they were beautiful, but for Christmas they would decorate. So they could hang up pictures or tapestries, and also things they had made themselves out of straw or fabric. So the difference between their normal home and the Christmas home was very noticeable. And they also cleaned in the barn and the cow barn and the stable, not as thorough as for their own house, but still they tidied and cleaned. And they also put on crosses with soot above all the doors, both into the cow barn, the stable and their own home, to prevent them from all the bad spirits that were out in the Christmas time, because it was a dangerous and magical time. And at last they cleaned themselves. During all these preparations, they often wore their trashiest clothes because they got very dirty while cleaning. So the last thing they did before Christmas was to clean themselves. It was quite normal and common to have a sauna on your farm where they bathed. Of course, they didn't go into water, but they were in the sauna and got warm, and they washed themselves. In the towns, they had public bathhouses, so you would clean yourself and your hair and everything, and then you would put on clean clothes. And it was also common to get something new for Christmas. If it was socks or mittens or a hat or maybe a shirt, so you would look your absolute best for Christmas. I think today we clean all the time. We are sterile in our environment compared to how they lived. Dirt was a much bigger part of your everyday life. So I think also the cleaning was sort of a rite of passage, because you then went from you were dirty and then you cleaned, and then you sort of emerged like this very clean person, which is very different from our life, since we shower every day and we're clean every day, so it's not really that much of a revelation. So I give you all the luck with the Christmas cleaning and say thank you for today. This was a long one.